Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into an intriguing question. Do animals tell lies? The first thing to know is that animals do deceive. A female bolus spider, for example, gives off an odor that mimics the pheromone of a female moth. What happens next? Well, the poor male moth follows the scent only to meet his doom. Or take the horned lizard. This little guy shoots blood from its eyes when it's in danger. Yeah, it sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. But the goal is to confuse or scare off predators. And let's not forget the opossum, famous for playing dead when threatened, hence the term playin' possum. So animals can definitely deceive, but is this the same as lying? To answer this, let's break down the concept of a lie. According to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, a lie is a statement made by someone who doesn't believe it, with the intention of making someone else believe it. Now that sounds simple enough. Except, animals don't exactly make statements, do they? But here's the thing, biologists don't get hung up on words like statements. Instead, they focus on the intention behind the action. This is where things get tricky. Some scientists say animals might deceive, but they don't really intend to trick anyone. It's just part of their behavior, almost like an instinct. Greg Bryant, a cognitive scientist at UCLA, explained that animals engage in two kinds of deception: functional deception and intentional deception. Here's what that means. Functional deception happens when an animal tricks another, but without realizing it's doing so. Take roosters, for example. Sometimes a rooster will give a food call even though there's no food around. When the hens come running, the rooster uses the opportunity to court the females. But the thing is, the rooster isn't intentionally tricking the hens. It's just a behavior hardwired into their brains. On the other hand, intentional deception would mean that the animal knows it's lying. But is that even possible? Mark Bekoff thinks so. He's a biologist who studies animal behavior, and he thinks intentional deception is possible, especially among social animals like dogs and coyotes. For example, when one dog bows to another before play fighting, it's signaling, "Hey, this is just for fun, no hard feelings." But here's the twist. Bekoff believes the dog doing the bow knows the other dog has to believe it for the game to go smoothly, or a fight could ensue. Now that you know about this behavior, pay attention next time your dogs are playing. It would be interesting to see which one bows to the other. So in cases like these, it seems animals might be capable of intentional deception. But that leads us to another question. Do these behaviors mean animals have a theory of mind? A theory of mind means you understand that others have thoughts, beliefs and emotions that are different from your own. This ability is essential for lying. After all, you need to know what the other person believes to successfully trick them. Scientists have been debating for decades whether any animals possess this ability. Great apes like chimpanzees and bonobos seem to show signs of it. Fumihiro Kano, a comparative psychologist, has conducted experiments suggesting that some apes can understand false beliefs. In one experiment, apes watched a person in a costume steal an object, and their reactions suggested they understood the person's belief was false. There's also evidence that dogs might sense when humans are lying. However, this remains controversial because scientists so far have concluded that even the smartest animals known don't have a theory of mind as advanced as a 4-year-old child. So, until we understand more about how animals think, the question of whether they can lie remains unanswered. What's the verdict then? Do animals lie or don't they? I think, as you've seen, the answer is complicated. Animals certainly engage in deception, but whether they intentionally lie the way humans do is still up for debate. Some species might come close, like apes or dogs, but the science isn't conclusive enough just yet. What do you think? Are animals capable of lying, or is deception just an instinct for them? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications if you'd like to know when we put out another video. Take care and thanks for watching.